here at the park, and this stick that was gifted to me for taking selfies with, the tip broke off, and I taped the tip back on. As you can see, it's very wobbly. Whoa. But so we're testing this out. See how this goes. What am I thinking about? Thinking about pedestrians having the right of way, and how that seems kind of misleading, because all the time I see people stepping out in front of moving cars. And realistically, even though legally the pedestrians have the right of way, the cars can just run their butts over. People just step right out in front of them. I think that's crazy. So it's kind of misleading when it comes to that. You say the pedestrians have the right of way, and really the cars, multi-thousand-pound hunk of metal just floating through the air, shoom, zipping through, that has the right of way. When people cross the street, one thing that I notice also is rarely do they look both ways. They don't look when they cross. So what they do is they'll just step out in front of moving cars, presuming that they have the right of way, and then people get hit. The way to cross the street, before you step out, look both ways. Then while you're crossing, you look both ways while you're crossing. Majority of people just walk right out. So I'm just bringing that to people's attention. Look both ways before you cross the street, and look both ways while you're crossing the street. So check this selfie stick out. I could do a better job at fixing that. The selfie stick is turned into a bobblehead. Kind of do some cool things with it, I guess. Yeah, the phone feels really heavy on this thing. So look before you cross the street. Look both ways while you're crossing the street. Do that and you won't get hit by cars. Before you step off the curb, look both ways before you cross the street. Then, while you're crossing the street, look both ways again. Do that, you're not going to get hit by any cars. A lot of people, they'll just step out in front of moving traffic. They don't look any direction, they just walk out in the middle of the street. Whether it's a crosswalk or not, they just walk out there. So make sure you look both ways. Before you even step out onto the traffic area, whether it looks clear or not, look both ways. And then while you're crossing the street, look both ways while you're walking forward. You can do that. Everybody can do that. Less people would get hit by cars if they did that. And then cross at crosswalks whenever possible. It's always good, but all right. For now, have a great rest of your day. Another thought is not everybody while they're driving is paying attention. So they are distracted at some level. And if people just step out in front of them, they're going to get their butts run over. So that's why it's very important to look both ways before you step off the curb into any sort of traffic potential area, and then look both ways while you're crossing, because cars move very quickly. And some people, they'll go above the speed limit. So even if you're in a parking lot, a neighborhood, or a hospital, anywhere where the speed limit's slow and you expect cars to just be creeping along nice and slow, some people go fast. Some people go really fast where they shouldn't. So just keep that in mind. Look both ways before you cross the street. Look both ways while you're crossing the street. You look both ways twice. So your head should be turning 4 times, minimum, every time, regardless of where you're at. Parking lot, street, highway especially. Shouldn't be crossing any highways, but if you do, definitely look both ways at least 4 times. Beyond that, be safe out there, have fun, watch your back, watch your front, watch your sides. Peace. Another thought is people opening their doors when they're parking on the street side. They open their door, they just wing it open. Or even when they're getting into their car, they just walk out whenever there's busy traffic or it's really tight. And even then, they will still walk out there and wing their door open with traffic going. That's something to keep in mind also, is just be mindful of traffic. Be mindful of traffic, or you might find yourself getting run over. Don't do that. Don't do that.